Solve. What is 115% of 80? Percents are always out of 100. We cross multiply, so 80 times 115, and then divide by 100 is 92. You can follow the same type of template to solve problems 1 through 3. Lily and her family want to reduce the amount of electricity they use in their home. They tried to conserve electricity and kept track of how well they did. In August, Lily's family used 1,156 kilowatt hours of electricity. In September, Lily's family used 1,018 kilowatt hours of electricity. How much electricity did Lily's family use in September? How much less electricity did Lily's family use in September than in August? So if we subtract, that'll tell us the difference between their usage in August and September. And that is a difference of 138 kilowatt hours. Lily is proud that her family now uses less electricity, so she decides to share the results with her classmates. She tells them if we conserve electricity at school, we can also use about 138 kilowatt hours less electricity each month. What do you think of Lily's statement? Lily's school is probably a lot larger than her house, so it would be more likely that they would save more than 138 kilowatt hours by conserving electricity. So since Lily's school is larger than her house, we expect the school would save more than 138 kilowatt hours. Lily's family used 1,156 kilowatt hours of electricity in August and 1,108 in September. By what percent did Lily's family reduce their electricity usage? Round to the nearest percent. So here it says how much did they reduce their usage? Well, the original was 1,156. They reduced their usage by 138. To solve for the percent, we'll cross multiply and divide. So 138 times 100 divided by 1,156. And it does say round our percent to the nearest percent, which is a whole number. So it comes out to 11.93, and the decimal keeps going. But if we round to the nearest percent, that is 12%. The 9 makes the 1 go up to a 2. Lily's school used 70,520 kilowatt hours of electricity last month. The school makes a goal to reduce its electricity usage this month by the same percent Lily's family did. How much electricity can the school use this month and still meet this goal? Round your answer to the nearest appropriate kilowatt hour. So we want to reduce that amount by 12%. We'll cross multiply and then divide. 70,520 times 12 divided by 100. 8,462.4, but it says round to the nearest kilowatt hour. The 4, since it's below a 5, the 2 is going to stay. So about 8,462 kilowatt hours. And it says, how much electricity can the school use? They're not limited to 8,400. They want to reduce their 70,520 by 8,462. So we'll subtract 8,462 from their current usage, and that means they can still use 62,058 kilowatt hours. The table shows the electricity usage in watts for different household items. The energy efficient models use less electricity. Find the percent decrease in watts for each item. Round your answer to the nearest whole number percent. When it asks for the percent decrease, we need to figure out how much did it decrease. So we'll subtract 60 minus 10 is a decrease of 50. For the light bulb, it was originally 60 and it decreased by 50. So 50 times 100 divided by 60 is 83.333%, but it says to round to a whole number. The 3, since it's below 5, means the 3 in front of it gets to stay the same. So it reduced by 83%. 560 minus 316 means that it reduced by 244, or decreased by 244. That is our part. Our whole comes from the original. We'll cross multiply and then divide. 244 times 100 divided by 560 is about 43.57%. Since it's a 5, the number in front rounds up, moves from a 3 to a 4. This one, 2,790 down to 1,850 is a decrease of 940. The original was 2,790. We will cross multiply 940 times 100, then divide by 2,790, and that is 33.691%. The 6 is more than 5, so it makes the 3 round up to a 4. So the percent decrease in watts for the light bulb was 83% decrease. The washing machine was a 44% decrease, and the dryer was a 34% decrease. A salesman says that replacing a 30-year-old refrigerator with a new energy-efficient refrigerator reduces electricity usage by 75%. The new energy-efficient refrigerator uses 350 kilowatt hours of electricity per year. How much electricity does the older refrigerator use in that time? If it was reduced by 75%, we know percents start out at 100, but it was reduced by 75. So that means it represents 25% of the original amount. 350 represents the 25%. The original is the old refrigerator. So we will cross multiply and then divide to figure out what the original amount was. 350 times 100 divided by 25 tells us that the original refrigerator was 1,400 kilowatt hours of electricity per year. In August, Dylan's family used 11,587 gallons of water. They make a goal to reduce their water usage by 9%. Dylan's family used 10,660 gallons of water in September. Did they meet their goal? They reduced it by 927. That will be our part. Originally, they used 11,587. So to figure out our percent, we'll cross multiply and divide by 11,587, which is about 8%. They wanted to reduce it by 9%. So did they meet their goal? They did not meet their goal. Determine the maximum amount of water Dylan's family could have used in September and still met their goal. Round your answer to the nearest appropriate gallon. So they wanted to reduce it by 9%. If we started out at 100% and we reduce it by 9, that means they still get to use 91%. So we can do this in one step by solving for 91% of their usage. 11,587 times 91 divided by 100 gives us 10,544.17, and it says round it to the nearest gallon. The 1, since it's below a 5, the 4 stays the same. So this is 10,544 gallons. C. Dylan's family wants to set a new goal for October. From September to October, they want to reduce their usage by 4%. How much water can Dylan's family use and achieve their goal? Round your answer to the nearest appropriate gallon. They want to reduce their usage by 4%. That would be 96% of what they used in September. Well, in September, they used 10,660, and they wanted to reduce it by 4%, so they want to use 96%. 10,660 times 96 divided by 100 is 10,233.6. The 6 is 5 or more, so it makes the 3 move up to a 4. Well, actually, since they want to reduce their usage by 4%, we need to round down regardless, otherwise they won't quite reach that 4% mark. They would be just under 4%. So it should be 10,233 gallons. Noor solves the following problem and writes her work in the box. Your gym decreased your monthly membership fee by 8%. If the original monthly fee was $23, how much should you expect to pay each month? Let Y represent the membership fee in dollars. I expect to pay $1.84 each month for the gym membership. Do you think Noor found the new monthly fee correctly? Explain. Well, no. If she wanted it to be decreased by 8%, that would still be that she's paying 92% of the original amount. So she did not find the monthly fee correctly. She should have used the decimal 0.92. What Noor actually found was how much money she's going to save. We could fix this by taking 23 and subtracting $1.84 to figure out how much she still needs to pay. A new car depreciates in value by 20% in the first year. Its value depreciates about 10% each year after that. If the original price of the car was $26,500, what would you expect the value of the car to be after 3 years? So we're going to break this down into 3 separate years. If it decreases or depreciates in value by 20%, that means it's still worth 80% of its original value. Then if it decreases by 10%, that means it's 90% of the value. The car originally costs $26,500. If we cross multiply and divide here, 26,500 times 80 divided by 100 is now the car is worth 21,200. So moving into year 2, the car is worth 21,200 and it's going to depreciate by 10%. So now we're left with 90%. We'll use a different variable here. Cross multiply 21,200 times 90 divided by 100. So now after year 2, the car is worth 19,080. And then for year 3, it's going to decrease another 10%, so 90% of its value. Cross multiply and divide. So now the car is worth $17,172. So after 3 years, the value is $17,172. We have to do this in 3 steps because we're taking a percent of the amount before. You don't want to combine all of these percentages together and try and do it as one step because then it's taking it from the original amount, but the amount changes from year to year. That is the end of lesson 11. Check back for lesson 12 on the playlist or on my YouTube channel.